So what I'm going to do is, let me first share my screen with you. Okay. Let me know if you can see the screen. Okay, so on your screen, you should be able to see a black background slide, and on top it says to join, go to ahaslides.com/NFT law. Visible and audible. Okay, that's cool. So can you see this URL here? Awesome. So you can either enter that URL into your phones or whatever you're using, or you could straight away scan this QR code. I will increase the font size. So once you scan this, it will open up on your phone. The benefit would be that I'm also going to do a quiz at the end of this session, and you're going to get some tokens for that. So if you want to participate in the quiz, then you need to go on to ahaslides.com/NFT law. So I hope that's clear. It doesn't matter if you're unable to connect to this site, that's fine. You just won't be able to participate in the quiz, but other than that, you'll be able to access everything. So great. I hope the instructions are clear. If possible, Vivan, if you could just type in the URL in the chat box so other people can click on it. ahaslides.com/NFT law. So let me start. Great. Okay, great. So like I said, we are going to talk about crypto and NFT law in India. And I'm going to break this down into a few points. So first, we are going to see the difference between fungible and non-fungible tokens. Secondly, what is a virtual digital asset? Third, what is considered as a virtual digital asset and what is not considered as that? Then we'll talk about taxes on VDAs, TDS on it, then do a short quiz. And then for attending this program, everyone gets 100 learn tokens. So I'll briefly explain how to actually get the tokens into your wallet. So let me get going. So the first thing I want to tell you about is that what is the difference between fungible and non-fungible tokens? So fungible is something where all units of it are identical. So if I have 100 rupees in my online banking account, each of those is same. So one electronic rupee is equal to another electronic rupee. There is no difference in the two. But when we talk about cash, like as in currency notes, they are actually not purely fungible, because suppose you tear a currency note a little bit by mistake, somebody may not accept it. So it ends up not being as easily acceptable as a note which is not torn. Then you may remember a time when certain 500 rupee notes in India were demonetized. So what happened at that stage was only those category of notes were demonetized, other notes were not. So currency notes are not fungible in the pure sense, whereas electronic money is. Vikram, your question is BTC also fungible? So that's my next point here. Ideally, BTC is considered fungible because one BTC is equal to another BTC. But when we look at an NFT like CryptoKitties, one CryptoKitty is not the same as the other one. They're all very different. Or you look at the Bored Ape Yacht Club or any kind of digital art NFT, they're not identical to each other. Each of them could have its own scarcity, its own characteristics, and thereby its own price. Whereas usually we could say Bitcoin is fungible, ETH is fungible, USDT, for example, purely fungible. So I hope that made sense to you guys. If there are any questions, feel free to put them there. Let me go to the next point. Now that we've understood what fungible and non-fungible is, what is the definition or what does the government say about virtual digital assets? So this is a new term that has been invented in the Income Tax Act under a new section, which is section 2, 47A. It's a new section that's been added. Now under that, this term virtual digital asset is defined. So the Indian law doesn't use words like crypto, cryptocurrency, crypto asset. They use virtual digital asset, right? So we need to say VDA. That's a simple one to remember. Now, first of all, what is excluded? So Indian and foreign currency is excluded, which means Indian rupees in digital form are not considered VDAs, or foreign currency in digital form is not considered VDA. But that doesn't mean USDT is considered, right? That's a whole different story, because USDT is going to be considered like a it's a typical crypto, so it will come under virtual digital asset. I'm coming to that. But when you have this money in your bank account, say the US dollar in your online banking account, that would not be considered as a VDA. To make it simple, let's break it down. So when we talk about what is considered as a VDA, first is non-fiat backed currencies. So when we talk about a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or a privacy coin like Monero, they are not backed by any dollar, yen, euro, nothing. They are not backed by a fiat currency. So they directly come under the definition of VDA. Someone says they cannot hear. Is anyone else facing the same problem? Could you just ping if you can hear me? Okay, audible. So, Suman, maybe there's some issue at your end. Okay. Now, let's look at the second one. Fiat-backed currencies or cryptocurrencies like Tether. So, I clarified to you, when we talk about Tether, USDT, that is a crypto, right? Even though it is backed by the US dollar, but that US dollar is going into the bank account of a separate company called Tether. Against it, they're issuing USDT on various crypto exchanges, right? So we call that a fiat-backed cryptocurrency. Even that is considered as a VDA. Sanjit's question is, how is the government suo moto defining what primary VDA? So, well, as you're aware, that is the government's prerogative, and they are allowed to define any term under any law as long as they are following the proper process. A law is created, gets passed in the parliament. In this case, a new law has not been created. Certain sections have been added to the Income Tax Act, and certain circulars and orders have been issued. So the government is totally within its rights to do that. The third is utility coins. So utility coins are those cryptos that we use for specific purposes. Like ETH is used to pay gas fee on the Ethereum platform. Filecoin is used to pay for transactions of storage that you are going to do. Even they come under the definition of VDA. Then comes governance tokens like Uniswap. So Uniswap is not used as a currency. It's not really a utility coin. You don't use it on the platform, but you use it as a governance token to participate in important decisions that are taken on the Uniswap platform. So even governance tokens are covered. And finally, NFTs, which are not backed by a tangible asset, are considered VDA. So when we talk about non-fungible tokens, now what do they relate to? So they could relate to digital art. For example, Bored Ape Yacht Club. Now that is not considered a tangible asset, right? Tangible asset is an asset you can see, feel. So those NFTs will come under VDA. Yagnadeep is asked about coffee and tea coins. Good question. I'm just going to be coming to that very shortly. Now let's look at what is not considered VDA. So firstly, an NFT backed by tangible assets. So here Yagnadeep's question about tea and coffee, they would not be considered VDAs. So suppose we create a crypto token, we call it an asset, and it is backed by a certain amount of tea or a certain amount of coffee, which is kept by a custodian. In that case, it will not be a virtual digital asset, and thereby a lot of the crypto taxes will not actually apply to that. Then the government has also made a very specific clarification that gift cards and vouchers will not be covered. So, you know, a lot of platforms you gift cards in or gift vouchers in an electronic form. Like I think Amazon gift cards are pretty popular. They will not come under VDA definition. Then you get mileage points. So when you're taking flights, depending upon how many flights you've taken, you get loyalty points. Those can be encashed in various places like restaurants and cafes. They will not come under VDA. Reward points or loyalty cards, again, you know, your bank, credit card, all of them give you reward points, loyalty systems. You walk into a cafe and get a loyalty card where every time you spend with them, they give you certain loyalty cards, which can then be redeemed. They are not considered VDAs. And finally, subscription to any website or platform or any application like that, like an online software, SaaS platform, they will not come under the definition of VDA. So that has been clarified by the government. Now I'll give you a small this thing that I've created something called the learn tokens. So all of you who are attending today's session, depending on how many minutes of the session you attend, you will get up to 100 tokens. So those come under the loyalty points. And logically then, there is no crypto tax which applies to them. So Yagnadeep, yeah, I can see that's your question. So is learn token a VDA? No, because it is a loyalty system, it gets the benefit of this clarification issued by the government. I hope all is all clear so far. If there are any questions, feel free to post them. Now let's have a look at the tax on VDAs. So first of all, there is a straight 30% income tax on VDAs. Now what does that really mean? It means if you make a profit on the trade of a virtual digital asset, straight away you are liable to pay 30% tax on that profit. Now, many of you will say, okay, what's the harm in that? After all, I mean, we pay income tax on all profits we make. Well, that's the same here. Depending upon your tax slab, depending upon your total income and the tax slab that you come under, your tax is not always 30% for everyone listening to me. But anybody who is making a profit on a VDA straight away pays 30% tax. So that's point number one. And the second point is there is no deduction of any expenditure allowed. So let me give you an example. Suppose, I am manufacturing pens. Now, to make the pen, I have a lot of different costs that come into the picture. I deduct that cost and then my profit is calculated and I pay tax on that. But when it comes to a VDA, like a cryptocurrency, you are not allowed to deduct these costs other than the cost of acquisition. So if I buy a cryptocurrency for 1 lakh and I sell it for 2 lakhs, I'm only allowed to claim that 1 lakh rupees as my cost. 2 lakhs is my sale. Difference is 1 lakh rupees profit. I straight away pay 30% on it. I am not allowed to claim any other deduction. So if I'm doing mining and I say on mining, I have incurred so much cost, that I am not allowed to claim as an expenditure. So that's definitely bad news for people in the mining business. Then there is no allowance or set off for losses. So in any normal business, if during a year I make profit on some deals and I lose on some, I can deduct my losses and then pay tax only on the final profit. But that's not allowed in crypto. So if you make 1 lakh profit today on say Ethereum trade, tomorrow you make 1 lakh rupee loss, say on a Bitcoin trade. Now logically you would pay zero tax because 1 lakh profit minus 1 lakh loss, no profit, no loss. But that's not the case here. You made a profit on the Ethereum, you will pay full 30% tax. You made a loss on the next deal, government doesn't care. So there is no set off or allowance for any of the losses. Vivan's question is, why has the government not given tax on loyalty tokens? So Vivan, that's a good question. See, loyalty tokens have been around forever. And I guess what the government considered is that they are not very speculative. You don't really have people investing in loyalty tokens and then trying to double and 10x their money. We don't see gambling or speculation around it. And because loyalty tokens are ultimately a part of legitimate business, where you are giving them to your customers, so the government has kept that out of the purview, and that's a good thing that they've done. Itanshu's question is, how is the government tracking these VDAs and the taxes? That's a good question. So all the crypto exchanges, of course, in India are now required to give very detailed logs and information to the government. In fact, let me go to the next one. From a point of view of tracking, actually the TDS is more important. Now, firstly, I want you to understand TDS is not actually tax. It is tax deducted at source. So what it means is, at the time when you do a particular transaction, some amount of tax is taken from you in advance. But at the end of the year, if you show the government that I did not make any profit, they will return that TDS to you. So remember in your mind, TDS is not a separate tax in itself. It is simply a small amount of tax taken in advance. And I'll give you a very simple idea. So, say I'm a consultant doing business for a big company. Now the company pays me 1 lakh rupees, 5 lakh rupees in the beginning of the year, let's say. They will deduct 10% and keep it and pay it to the government immediately, saying, we paid Rohas Nagpal so much, we have deducted 10% and deposited it with the government on his behalf. At the end of the year, when I file my income tax returns, if my overall income is low and I'm not liable to pay tax, the government returns all the TDS that has been deducted. If I'm liable to pay tax, I will say, okay, so much has already been paid. Now I'm paying the extra. So TDS is basically some amount of tax deducted in advance on your behalf and paid to the government. At the end of the year, you can settle it in your returns. Now, because TDS is going to be deducted on virtually all transactions here, the government will get a very detailed record of everything that you're doing. So all your trades which are happening are being reported to the government because TDS is being paid on them. And now the government can figure out how much you owe. And even foreign crypto exchanges have clarified, like at least Binance has clarified, that they are going to be giving full details to the government of India. So that's how they will come to know about all this. Okay, now let me take some of the questions. What if someone is getting salary in cryptos? That's Himanshu's question. So Himanshu, in that case, whatever salary you get, you will directly be liable to pay 30% of that as tax to the government. Vikram's question is, are airdrops taxable? That's a very good question. Yes, they would be taxable. So as soon as the token which you have got in the airdrop has some kind of a commercial value, you are liable to pay tax because for you, you got it free. So it's like an income. Your cost of acquisition is zero. You're not paid for it because it's an airdrop. So you would be liable to pay this 30%. Priyank's question is, if one doesn't cash his crypto, then will there be any taxes? So you have a 1% TDS when it comes to selling your crypto for INR, and you also have 1% TDS on crypto to crypto trades. Now, if on the beginning of this year, so this new tax regime came in from 1st April this year. So at that time, you're already holding the crypto and now you're not selling them. There is no new tax liability that comes on you till you actually sell them. Someone from LinkedIn says the government is discouraging the use of cryptocurrencies then. Well, yes, in a way you could definitely say that. But I would say instead of discouraging, they're regulating. See, a lot of people have said that the government should regulate crypto. Well, now you have your regulation in place. So that's how it is. Priyank says that if one keeps on trading in crypto, but not get it converted to fiat. No, Priyank, that doesn't make a difference. You could end up making a profit either way, and you're liable for the TDS and the tax. It is not necessarily that you use the INR. Okay, lots of questions. Does tax matter so much for people who are just holding cryptos but not? Yeah, sure. So if you are just holding the cryptos, then there's no problem for you, definitely. Tokens earned through learn and earn schemes. Okay, so if you are earning through a learn and earn scheme and the token is listed on an exchange, then you can very easily calculate, and yes, you are liable to pay this thing. Like I said, what happens in a learn and earn scheme? A typical one is it is a regular crypto, so a VDA, right? And you are earning it for doing some learning. It's not a loyalty program. If it is a pure loyalty program, then it would not come under this definition. Shashank has asked, salary in USDT at 30%. Yes, it will be flat 30%. It will not be according to your slab because USDT is a VDA. It's so confusing to track cryptos when you've got in many platforms, wallets along. How do you easily calculate the tax? Mir has asked that question. Mir, that's a good question. I'm aware of some of the tax platforms which are there today. They allow you to connect your various crypto platforms and they will be able to do your calculation in one centralized place. So you could Google for these tax softwares. Salary, in a salary, will the company deduct TDS? Yes. If your salary is being paid to you in crypto, yes, they will deduct the TDS. They're supposed to. What happens when you shift cryptos from exchange to your own software wallet? Is that considered a trade? No. So when you're simply shifting from one wallet to another, consider it like you're taking your money out of your left pocket and putting it into your right pocket. So you're not really making any profit on that. You don't have to pay tax on that. TDS is deducted when we redeem cryptos in rupees. Yes, that's when it goes. So you're selling your crypto for INR. Okay. Are there any exchanges that do not require KYC? Yes, you have decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, PancakeSwap. But I want you to remember one thing. When you hide this income from the government or you hide this transaction, you are doing tax evasion. Tomorrow, if you are caught, and trust me, there are 99% chances you will be, not only will you have to pay the original tax, you will also have to pay a penalty, you will also have to pay interest. You may also be liable for imprisonment under various laws. Your activities may even come under enforcement directorate's purview, and it may come to foreign exchange violations. So my strong recommendation to you is, if you are going to be doing deals in crypto, please pay your taxes. Don't try to hide them. It will absolutely not be worth it in the long run. What if I participate in NFTs from play to earn games and sell those? Yeah, so in that case also you are going to be liable to pay that tax, because a play to earn game is again not an NFT backed by a tangible asset. So as I explained to you some time back, it has to be either a tangible asset or comes under those other things like loyalty points, mileage points. If it doesn't, then you are liable to pay tax. Someone's asked about Coinly, if it is good for calculating. Shashank, I'm not aware of that platform. I've not used it. Just let me put the light on. Then TDS applies only to specified person. Yeah, okay, that's a good question about which Sanchit has asked. So for TDS, there's a very distinct law that has been made, and the government has issued clarifications on when it is to be deducted and how. That's a little too complex for today's session. This is a more beginner one. So after this session, I'll share a detailed article I've written. In that, I've attached links to all the government circulars on this, so you will get your answers. The government has given a very nice FAQ section in that. Vikram says KuCoin also does not take KYC. Okay, I'm not aware of that, Vikram. But again, I would strongly recommend, don't hide your crypto information from the government. If and when you get into trouble, it's just not going to be worth it. I mean, see, no matter how much profit you're making from it, I'll be very honest, tax evasion in the long run is never a good idea. See, first of all, you will not even be able to use your profits in the country. Like when you go to buy something, government will ask you, where did you earn this money from? What are you going to say at that time? Because then that money which you have, on which you have not paid tax, is considered black money. If you convert it to white, it becomes money laundering, which is punishable with several years of imprisonment. So I would say, don't evade taxes. Vivek says, can we have a copy of where Binance has said regarding sharing data? Oh yes, sure. So some of my friends recently, they had a detailed chat with the support at Binance, and Binance has very clearly mentioned that they are sharing this data. I'm not sure if it's there on their website, but on their website, they always write very generically that we give this data. But in the support, if you can do a login to their official site and have a discussion with the support chat, and they will tell you that they are giving this information. See, because if they don't, then India will ban that exchange from functioning here. So they obviously don't want that. Okay. So is Uniswap illegal in India, Yagnit? No, see, Uniswap is not doing anything wrong. If you are liable to pay tax, that's your liability. So you pay it. Uniswap being a platform, a decentralized exchange, you're not directly dealing with them. They're only giving you the software. So the liability for tax is between the people who are using Uniswap for buying and selling. It's not Uniswap's liability. So no, Uniswap is not illegal at all. Best place to buy, sell crypto in India right now? Okay, Mir, I never recommend any platforms, so I won't be able to answer that question. Are peer-to-peer trades also tracked? Yes, in many cases there are, so please be careful of that. Will TDS be applicable in case other than converting to rupees? Yeah, so even crypto to crypto trades, Himanshu, like you can see on your screen here, a crypto to crypto trade also gets covered by TDS. Ajo's question is, so USDT purchase on exchange for 80 rupees per USD, then exchange immediately to BTC. Yes, there will be a TDS in that situation. You're right. Priyank, I have gone through a Ponzi scheme. The process of investment is based on binary scheme, like it's illegal. Yes, so a lot of these schemes, especially where we have multi-level marketing, where you bring people in and then you get a commission on what they do, there are separate laws which actually cover and penalize those. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of the top companies, I think it was Amway, they have gotten into very big trouble for this. So yeah, that's another very, I think you need to be very careful of. Okay. Priyank says, but someone is running through smart contracts remaining anonymous. So what happens, Priyank, is these are again ways of evading the tax. Now, if someone who is doing this anonymous dealing is not an Indian or not a foreigner covered under the Indian tax laws, maybe they don't have any presence in India, in that case, this law doesn't apply to them. So then their anonymity or not doesn't make any difference. But if you are governed by the Indian tax laws, then you are liable under all this. Okay. Let me just quickly go to the next point. Okay, so okay, next is the quiz. So no, let me take a few more questions before I go there. So are crypto exchanges deducting TDS? Himanshu's question. Yes, Himanshu, the crypto exchanges have already started deducting. And in fact, if you go to their websites, they've even given you a lot of examples where they have shown you, examples of how they are doing it. And in fact, especially if you are leveraging, where you're kind of taking a loan and then buying, the tax is liable on the entire amount, including the loan. So that example has been given on many of the crypto platform site. You can have a look at them. Can you clarify the recent amendment where when NFT will not be considered as a VDA? Yeah. So sure. So like I said, I will also share the URL with you on this. In fact, let me just try to open that up right now. Are you guys able to see this on my screen? I'm just opening up the government document on this, a PDF. Just give me a few seconds while it opens. Okay. No, sorry, this is not the one. Just give me a second. Let me just share this with you guys. Okay. Are you able to see this on my screen? If not, let me do one thing. Let me quickly put a link here. Okay. I put a link in the chat. Okay. So if you click on that link, you can open up this particular government notification in which what they've said is that gift cards, vouchers, and all these are not liable for this. Mileage points, reward points, loyalty cards. So all that is mentioned in that particular notification. So you can have a look at it later. Anyway, don't worry. I'm going to also be sharing the URL where I have all these things, so you can very easily get this information. Earn on Binance for 60-day attract TDS. Yes, that will definitely attract TDS. Okay, are there any other questions? Or I think I've answered most of them. Don't worry, I'm going to be sharing this detailed article, and I'll also be, it has links to all the government documents that have come. So now let's quickly do a short quiz on this. Okay, Yagnadeep, is Learn token a token on Ethereum? No, Yagnadeep, I've made it on Binance Smart Chain because of the gas fee being much lower. And as you know, Binance Smart Chain is one of my favorite platforms. Mail says, if you gift an NFT to your buyers, such as physical painting, then can you avoid tax? Yeah, that's a very good question. So in that case, if your NFT is backed by a physical painting that is tangible, so in that scenario, to the best of my knowledge, it will not come under the crypto tax, right? Okay. Now let's quickly do some questions, and I'll tell you why I want you to do the questions, because some of the things will become clearer in the quiz. So let's first do that, and don't worry, I'll again take questions after that, right? So in this quiz, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. The faster you answer, the more points you get, and whoever comes first gets 300 learn tokens, second is 200, third is 100. So what I want you to do is, I want you to just quickly enter your names so that we can start the quiz. And in the quiz, you're going to get answers to some of the questions that you have. Now, please don't forget to enter your full name so that we can easily trace you when we need to give you the awards. And if you are watching right now on any other platform and you're not on Creator, please look at the URL on top, which is ahaslides.com/NFT law. That's where you need to come in so that you can participate in this quiz. I'll give you guys a minute or so more to sign in. And don't worry, after the quiz is over, during the quiz you will get some answers, and after the quiz is over, we'll again take on question and answers. So let me give you another 30 seconds to do this. You just need to enter your name and enter the quiz. Okay, you have about 30 seconds more. And like I said, don't worry, after this quiz is done, I'll still be there. We'll take on more questions that you have. And as Team Creator is doing here in the chat itself, if you could just enter your full names, it'll become easier for us to track you when we need to give you the prizes. Okay, great. So let's start off. Okay. So we're moving on to question number 1 very soon. Let's start the quiz. So question number 1 on 5, and remember, the faster you answer, the more points you get. So NFTs are digital proof of ownership of an underlying asset. Now, which of these 4 types is not a VDA? So it is not covered by the crypto tax law. A digital art NFT like Bored Ape Yacht Club, postage stamp backed NFT, virtual game items, or gold silver coffee bag. And you can give multiple answers for this. Let's have a look at it. Okay, quite a few of you got it right, which is nice. So to explain the answer, an NFT like Bored Ape Yacht Club is not backed by anything tangible. It's a digital art, intangible. So that's taxed as a VDA. Postage stamps, physical, you actually get the stamp, so it is not covered. Virtual game items, again, intangible, so you don't get the tax benefit. Gold, silver, coffee being tangible, you get this thing, so they are not VDAs. So great, a lot of you got that right. Let's go to the next one. Question number 2 coming up. Again, faster answers means more points. Which all of these is not a VDA? And you can choose multiple. So stable coin like USDT, NFT of a physical painting, in-game asset, or a virtual gift card. Which of these is not a VDA? Which means it is not coming directly under the crypto tax law. 3 seconds. Okay, a lot of you got that right, which is good. So stablecoin like USDT is a VDA, in-game asset is a VDA, NFT of something physical, tangible is not VDA, and virtual gift card again is not. Great. So most of you are getting that right. Let's go to the next one. 3 out of 5. So Pooja bought 100 ABC for 100 rupees each and later sold them for 50 each. So what would apply? 1% TDS on the sale, 30% tax on the loss, or both? So she's selling at a loss. Does she have to pay 30%? Does she have to pay TDS, or does she have to pay both? 3 seconds to go. Simple question. Okay. So a majority of you got that right. So she's liable to pay 1% TDS on the sale, but there is no tax because that 30% doesn't apply, because remember, that applies to the profit you make. She's made a loss. Her cost of acquisition she's allowed to deduct. So she's not liable for that 30%. But the 1% TDS still applies. Second last question, question number 4. Samir made 100,000 profit on Bitcoin and a 50,000 loss on ETH on the same day. What would he be liable to pay? 15,000 tax or 30,000 tax? So basically you have to think that is the tax to be payable on the 100,000 profit, or after deducting 50,000 loss, it's only 50,000 profit left. So do you pay tax on that or on the full amount? Awesome. Majority of you got it right. So as I explained to you earlier, the losses that you make cannot be deducted here, because the 50,000 you lost on ETH is not a acquisition cost for your BTC. So you will pay on your BTC, on the full profit you pay the tax, and the ETH loss cannot be deducted. So that is why you pay 30%, and a majority of you got that right. Awesome. Let's go to the last question. Again, Pooja is a crypto miner and has spent 100,000 on electricity costs to mine a crypto which she has sold for 200,000. Again, how much tax would she pay? So would the tax be on 2 lakhs or on 1 lakh? Come on, it's very simple. Based on the last question, previous question, you should be able to get this one. So would she pay on 2 lakhs or on 1 lakh? I hope all of you get that right. Okay, again, a majority of you got that right. So because here we would say that her profit is 2 lakh. because the electricity cost of a miner is not covered under cost of acquisition. For a miner, the crypto they've just created or mined is complete profit, and they would pay direct 30% on that. Let's have a look at the results and the leaderboard. So awesome. So out of 65 people who played, Prajwal Haldankar has come first. That's amazing. 261 points. And you have Ajo John, who's second with 246, and Rishabh Singh, who's third with 216. So amazing. Congratulations, guys. And I'll tell you how to get your reward also very soon. But before that, I just want to briefly explain to you, how do you get your 100 learn tokens? So what I want you to do is, you can install a wallet like MetaMask in your browser, right? So you can use your Chrome, Firefox, Brave, whichever browser you want. MetaMask is available as a plugin, as an extension. Just download it. And once you open it up, you will see something like this. So here it says Chrome account, because this is a screenshot from my Chrome browser. Whatever your browser you're using, just have to click on this, and immediately it will copy your address to the clipboard. And then you need to just paste it in your creator interface. So you're right now logged into the creator interface. There you will see on top there are 3 dots and something called account. Go into that and you will have a place to paste your wallet address. So don't worry, it's just your address, it's not your password. So I don't get access to your account, but then I will be able to transfer the tokens. So those of you who have attended the entire session, you are going to get 100 tokens for attending, learn tokens, and the 3 winners, you'll be getting it for this. I hope Team Creator is able to do that. Prajwal has also mentioned the address here, but no, you'll need to enter it into your interface so that then we always have it on record. And Team Creator has also posted a link to where you can go and submit your wallet address. So just make sure you do that there. Now, what I would like to do is, let me just go back here and stop sharing. Okay. Now, if you have questions, it's a good time to take them. Team Creator says, should we get the winner on? Sure, that's a good idea. So I think Prajwal is the winner, if I'm not mistaken. Team Creator, if you can bring them on, that'll be awesome. Prajwal, can you please enter your number? Then they will try to add you. In the meanwhile, if you guys have questions, please feel free to ask them now. Otherwise, anyway, I'm going to post this slightly more detailed article. In that article, I've given links to all the different government notifications that have come. So once you have a look at that, I think everything should be very clear. But the simplest thing to remember, if you have an NFT backed by a tangible asset, then crypto tax laws don't apply. For everything else, they apply. Special exemptions for things like loyalty points and reward points and gift cards, that, like I told you, is clear. Keshav has asked why USDT is a VDA as it is backed by an asset. So that's a very good question you've asked, but that's why, the word tangible asset is used here. And because it is not considered as either a foreign currency, USDT is not a foreign currency. USDT backs itself or claims to be backed by the US dollar, but it doesn't fit under the definition. So stable coins don't get that definition, whether they are fiat backed or even algorithmic stable coins, they don't get that benefit. Of course, it is possible that if some people approach the tax authorities and they do give a clarification, as of right now, to the best of my knowledge, stable coins are not considered, are considered as VDAs and taxable as such. Shashank, the address you need to add. So when you go to your account, there is one of the tabs which will be called either MetaMask or Binance address or something like that. Team Creator, if you could just answer this question. Prajwal, would you like to come live? You can do that. Just refresh and come live. Yagnadeep asked that, will learn token have monetary value? Like one learn is equal to $1? So no, that Yagnadeep is not my intention at all. My intention is very simple. I want to motivate you guys, right? So now moving on, I'm not going to do free streams. I'm going to do streams for people who collect learn tokens. So when you attend my programs, you get learn tokens, and then there will be certain programs where you have to pay in the learn token. Pay is just a way of saying it. It's how you would redeem that token. No, I do not have any plans to list it on any exchange. That's not my intention at all. I just want to motivate you guys. And plus, if you're learning about crypto, why not start with the real one? Hi, Prajwal, how are you? I think you are on mute. I can't hear you. No, you're still not right.
So can you hear me?
And yes, now I can hear you. So where are you based?
I stay in Borivali West.
Oh, very nice. So you're from Bombay, and what do you do?
I am a law student in
Oh,
JCCL,
oh, very nice. Which year are you in?
first year.
How come as a law student you cracked this quiz? Okay, why not? We were talking about tax law, so definitely you should, right?
Yeah,
So
I am much interested in crypto. That's why.
awesome.
So
And do you do
my
like regular buying and selling of crypto?
yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. And have you already started paying TDS and tax on your crypto?
No, not right now.
Oh, okay.
Like I have not sold the crypto.
Okay.
I have kept it.
Okay. And even the TDS part, I mean, there are certain other rules which come in, where certain people have exemptions. But I didn't go into that because today is a very generic session, so I didn't go deeper into that. So your exchange will deduct your TDS as and when you actually hit that slab. Anything else you'd like to share with us, Prajwal?
Not quite much.
Okay, nice meeting you. I hope to
Thank
see
you,
you
sir.
in future streams. Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Are Indian tax laws on cryptos and NFTs applicable where transactions are made outside India? So, Anupama, that's a very interesting question. So, what happens is in every law, when we look at it, it starts with a section which talks about who all does it apply to, right? So, the Indian tax law is not going to apply to a foreigner unless that foreigner is maybe doing business in India or is covered under the law. So, to answer that question, we would have to see who is this entity and whether they are covered under the income tax laws. If yes, then applicability comes. If not, it won't come. Uh, this will come. Mihir has asked, this will come directly to my wallet. Yes, Mihir, it will come directly to your wallet. So those of you who have attended the session, depending on if you attended the full session, you will get your tokens, and the winners, it will go directly into your wallet address, which is why be careful and please make sure you've entered the correct address. Token will automatically come there. Okay. Any token mined by crypto mining hardware? Okay. Pradeep, that's a good question. So if a token is backed by a physical product like a mining hardware, maybe that could come outside the definition of VDA, but that's a good point. But I'm not aware of any such token. If anybody else right now who's attending, are you aware of any such token which is backed by, say, mining hardware? Then that's a good point. We'll have to think about it, and maybe it won't come under VDA. Okay. Uh, Vikram says, but we are covered by tax law even if we trade with someone abroad. Yes, you are covered because you are an Indian citizen and or an Indian resident. See, the laws would be different for NRIs, the laws would be different for foreigners, and they're different for citizens and residents. So that is something which ideally your chartered accountant would be the best person to answer that. Yagnadeep says, what is the smart contract address of Learn tokens? Yagnadeep, it's there on my website at rohasnagpal.com. I think you'll get that, and you can follow on the Explorer all the transactions that are happening. So I think you could check it out on my website. And now we've also opened a Twitter account for Learn Token. So I recommend to all of you, if you go there, you can all get 100 tokens just for following the page. So if the creator team can put that, or let me just quickly get that address and put it here. Give me 1 second. So I'm directly sharing the link to a tweet, and there all the instructions are there to get free learn 100 more free learn tokens. I'm just going to put that. Okay. I have put it there. Okay. Vivan has asked for me to show the ID. Vivan, could you clarify which ID you're talking about? For NRI, not all trades will be taxable. So yeah, for NRIs, I would recommend please go by what your chartered accountant says, because that's a slightly more complex question. Okay. So what I've done is I've given you a link to a tweet, and if you go there, you just have to follow Learn Tokens on Twitter, retweet and like that tweet, and enter your wallet address on a form, and you will get 100 tokens more. So effectively, that means for today's session, you get 100 tokens. you get another 100 for following a Learn token on Twitter. And of course, if you won the prize. And now onwards, all my sessions, I will be giving out Learn tokens. In fact, I also do a lot of polls on social media. And I'm going to slowly start integrating that every time you answer a poll correctly, you also get Learn tokens. And of course, I'm also going to be having a very interesting new masterclass starting on crypto investing. And the fee for that is simply a certain number of Learn tokens. No cash, you just need to pay Learn tokens. And of course, if any of you listening to me are creators, educators, teachers, and you want to start giving Learn tokens, please get in touch with me. Tell me what you're teaching and how many Learn tokens you want to give, and I'll simply give them to you free of cost. There's no monetary transaction involved here. So as an educator, you can get a large number of tokens from me and then pass it on, right? So Vikram's question is, we have to follow and retweet. Yes. So what you need to do is go to that Twitter thing, like that tweet, retweet it, enter your address in one place, and you're good to go. Yeah. And please, it's your project. So please feel free to tell all your friends about Learn token. And if you're going to be doing my blockchain ADDS course, you're going to earn Learn tokens in that also. So I'm going to give you lots of ways to learn about it. Yeah. And Team Creator has posted the link, which is on creator.club/account. And there you can go and enter your wallet address. If there's any other question, they'll answer it for you. Someone's asked how to make an address. So like I showed you the screenshot there, download MetaMask wallet, or you can use any other wallet you feel like. I would recommend, I like MetaMask, I use it. It's available as a free extension for Chrome, Brave, Firefox browsers. And you just click a button there and your address is created, copy it and send it to us. In fact, I think last week we did a session on using MetaMask in detail. So maybe you could go and look that up on my YouTube channel, and I've explained MetaMask in great detail. That would also help you. Anand has asked, what is your blockchain ADDS course? So blockchain ADDS is a free course I run, which goes deep into blockchain technology. So we do administration, design, development, and security. We are right now starting the 4th batch this month, and about 2,000 plus students have completed it. It's completely free of cost, but it is for techies. So if you want to go deep into technology, then ADDS is a good course. You just check out my website, rohasnagpal.com, or if someone can post the link to ADDS, that'll be great. Okay, Himanshu says, where do we start learning about crypto? Sure. So Himanshu, there are two things you could do. One is you can download my crypto playbook. Again, that's available on my website. Download it free of cost and start learning. It's a PDF document. Or you wait for my masterclass, which I'm going to be announcing later today. Again, you can join that. I'll go very deep into crypto investing in that and teach you. You can also follow me on social media. I do keep posting a lot, so that'll also help you. Kishore says NFT is backed by utility and given in play to earn games with no monetary value attract tax. So Kishore, that's a very good question. Now, a play to earn game fundamentally, unless it's a loyalty token, a play to earn would also get covered. But as you have mentioned that it has no value, you can only use it to play more games maybe, and there is absolutely no financial value attached. To the best of my knowledge, in that case, it would not attract the crypto tax. And another thing I'd like you to remember, crypto tax is only one kind of tax. Other than that, generally, as Indians, we do have to pay income tax. So your profits from things which are not VDAs would come under your regular income tax filing, and your CA would be the best to advise you on that. We've specifically been talking today about the crypto tax, which is a flat 30% on virtual digital assets. Himanshu said, do you need an account on the BSC mainnet? Yes, Himanshu. Learn token is on the BSC mainnet. However, when you download MetaMask, the same address is used across all the EVM chains they support. So you don't have to create a separate account there. The same address is going to be used in all the EVM chains that MetaMask supports. How can I calculate my tax liability for transactions done on Binance? Vivek, there are certain softwares which are already available, which can, I think to the best of my knowledge, they can connect to your account and calculate this for you. If you Google, you'll find a lot of these softwares available. Keshav has posted the link to the ADDS course. Thank you so much, Keshav. So you guys can just click on that. And Vikram has asked, where would I be announcing? I'll announce it across all my social platforms. So whether you're following me on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, I'll post it everywhere. And it's just going to be posted today for the next masterclass. Okay. Shashank has asked, which masterclass? This is a new masterclass on crypto. So it's going to be all deep about crypto investing and the different kinds of metrics and analysis that we can do, including mathematical models. I'll be teaching you all that. How 30% tax and TDS will be applied. So no, you could, maybe you've joined a little later, so you can just go through this video, or you can go through the URL I'm going to share with you right now on a detailed article that will give you all your answers. In fact, why don't I just put that link right now? Okay guys, so what I'm doing here is I put a link to this article. So whatever we have discussed today, please click on this article, and all the government circulars and all, the links to all of them are there on this page that I have sent you. Hitesh asks, how can a CA make career in blockchain and crypto? Oh, there are lots of very good opportunities, Hitesh. So some time ago, I did a video on this on Creator itself, and I also wrote an article on NDTV for this. So if you just Google it, NDTV, Rohas Nagpal, and career opportunities in blockchain, I think you'll be able to find that immediately. And Hitesh, that should answer all your questions. Shashank has asked, which crypto project has the best utility according to you? So Shashank, that's a very good question, and those are some of the things that I'm going to cover in my crypto masterclass. So do attend that and you'll get all these answers. Vikram says most of the CAs, especially in small towns, are very interested in crypto taxation. So again, like I said, this URL that I have put here, you could share it with all of them. They could go through this video also if they want. And I would strongly recommend that you could ask these CAs who are your friends to join the crypto masterclass, because this topic is going to be covered in that masterclass also. Anything else? Again, there are questions that for CAs, so I've already answered those. Yep. Okay, so if there are no other questions, I think we can take a break for the day. So great, it was nice interacting with all of you. Best wallet for crypto from Hitesh. So Hitesh, that actually depends on which crypto you're talking about, because you will not find one wallet for all cryptos. So for certain wallets, certain cryptos, if you want a hardware wallet, then Ledger is available. MetaMask is okay for all the EVMs. Then there is Trust Wallet. Bitcoin on their site has a very nice way of figuring out which Bitcoin wallet is best for you. So for Bitcoin, you have a whole different set of wallets. For Solana, you have different ones. So depending upon the crypto, it would be different. Again, that's something I'm going to do in my masterclass. Shashank says, how can we join the crypto investing masterclass today? It's not today. It's going to be a few days later. Don't worry, I'll put out the details for you, how you can attend. Okay. I think more or less I've answered most of the question. Yes, I can see there are some more ones here, but don't worry, we'll take some of those later. I'll probably answer these in tweets also. Anything else you guys would like me to answer? Let me just note down all the questions. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure interacting with all of you, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.